Hey guys, KRX50 here with another review. This time I'll be reviewing Burn Fireblaze from Beyblade Metal Fusion. This is a stamina type Bay used by the masked blader Phoenix, and includes the standard components for a Metal Fusion Bay. The Beyblade, launch and ripcord, and assembly tool. So we'll look at the Bay. Got the top view, side view, and bottom view. And one spin all around. Of course, green launcher for stamina types, ripcord, and as is becoming patterned for these later ones, black assembly tool, even though none of the pieces themselves are black. And so now for the parts overview. Okay. Off with the performance tip. Unscrew the face bolt. Just like so. Don't know what that was. Okay, now to line up the parts. So from left to right, we've got the face bolt, here depicting Fireblaze the Phoenix. And speaking of phoenixes, this Beyblade was originally known as Burn Phoenix in Japan, and there's only one reason I can really think of for why they changed that name, and it's that, well, it was to avoid redundancy, because the blader who uses this Beyblade is called Phoenix. So having a blader use a blade called Burn Phoenix is a little bit redundant, so they changed it to Burn Fireblaze instead, and I don't mind that one bit. Fireblaze is still cool still cool sounding, and it getting rid of any redundancies is a good thing in my opinion. So here we have the Fireblaze energy ring. Got a rotational flame pattern with all the stickers along it. A couple of holes here and here. Got a nice orange color. We have the Burn Fusion wheel, which has this nice smooth pattern on the outside, and a flame-like pattern on the inside. Now this is an interesting part, because this is legitimately modified from its Japanese version, where on these two wider parts of the outer ring of the fusion wheel, it read Burn Wheel. It had Burn Wheel molded into the metal, but they changed that mold, so now we have it just like this. Have the 135 spin track, which is essentially a slightly shorter version of the 145 spin track. Has the same layered structure of going down like that. And finally, the MS or Metal Spike performance tip. Of course, Metal Spike does imply that this silver tip you see here is actually made out of metal, and this does work to the blade's advantage. Now, to put it back together. Just like so. Tighten up the face bolt. And then secure back on the performance tip. And a little bit of adjustment. Okay. And it's back together. Okay. Now, of course, we get to the performance test. Bringing over the base stadium and the string launcher. Set on the Beyblade position and let rip. Now the MS performance tip, what that does is an extremely good thing for stamina types, especially one like this. What happens is that the metal that the MS performance tip is made of is very, very smooth, and so that creates less friction than a plastic tip would. And as such, it can spin longer than other Beyblades. It's also notable that the basic structure of the Burn fusion wheel is that it's a very smooth surface. There's nothing really to catch on to, so a lot of attacks will glance off it, making it very effective against most other Beyblades. And this thing has actually been out every other standard type I have in Baybells. But a little note about it is that there is one little weakness that this thing has. Is that it's weak to low height attackers, meaning Beyblades that are shorter than it is, because of the way the metal tip is a spike, it has a little bit of balance issues when the lower parts are attacked. When low height attackers hit the lower section, that causes it to lose balance more easily than if they hit the fusion wheel. So it's not effective against short Beyblades like Lightning El Drago, for instance. But against Beyblades of a similar height, it's an extremely good stamina type because it doesn't take much damage and is very good at outlasting other Beyblades. So, bringing back everything else. If I can... Oh, under the stadium. Okay, getting this stuff back together. So far, as of all the Beyblades I own, this is my absolute best stamina type. If you're going to get any stamina type Bay, it's this one. But just take into account that you don't want to use it if your opponent is using a low height Bay, because then it's likely to lose because of its slight balance issues. But when it comes to pure stamina, this thing is the best way to go. Trust me. So yeah, overall, very much a recommended blade. If you can find this, if you see it in the stores, I highly recommend that you pick it up. So, please rate, comment, subscribe, and check out my blog at krxcity.blogspot.com. And for now, this is krxcity, writing off.